Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shireen, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys all about setting standards. I literally feel like I should do some stretches this morning because I've woken up feeling super pumped about recording this video. This week I have been setting new standards for myself. As you guys know, I am on a transformational journey. These next 12 months are going to be phenomenal for me. I'm setting standards for myself, I'm raising the bar for myself, and I'm doing what needs to be done so that I can be the most incredible version of myself every day. But this time in 12 months, I'm going to be a whole new version of Shireen. So if you like the sound of this video, please share it with somebody who also would be interested. Hit that like and let's get into the video. I thought I'd do a very quick Google search just to see what Google says a set of standards are in a person. So according to Google, standards are our personal metrics and measurements for how we act, behave, and live across the different areas of our lives. So when I'm talking about raising the standards today, I'm talking about raising standards, our own personal standards, our professional standards. There's different versions and ways of setting standards for ourselves so that we can raise the bar in every area of our lives. Overall, for me, setting standards are all about putting down a list of musts, non-negotiables, of things that I'm going to be doing to make sure that I'm raising the bar for myself. And when I think about my list of musts now, or the things that I feel like I need to do that are non-negotiable, that I'm definitely doing, I always think about showing up for other people. So for example, feeding my son every day, that's a must. I have to do that. That's a non-negotiable. Sometimes though, when I have been really low, I've actually skipped meals for myself. Or I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you're in a relationship, for example, and in your mind, I have to make sure that I do 3 meals a day for me and this person, and you're plating up their food, it's beautifully presented, you're plating up your own food, you don't look that great, you're not that bothered about how it looks for yourself. That in itself is you having a low standard for yourself. Like, you deserve the best. You should be plating up your food as beautifully as someone else's food, making sure that you're doing these things for yourself as you show up for other people in the same capacity. Writing standards for myself shows me that, Shireen, you need to show up for yourself in these ways. These are the things that you need to do to become the best version of you. These are the things that you need to do to make sure that you're not having people around you of low quality, of low value. And by demanding certain things from myself, I'm making sure that I'm creating an environment that I can thrive, instead of having and being around people that are just willy-nilly, not sure about what they're doing, if they're coming or going. Nothing grows from a confused state. Nothing grows from a gray area. Things are black and white. Either you're going to work really hard or you're not going to work really hard. If you're going to show up or you're not going to show up. If you're going to push through those limitations or you're not going to. And if you're not going to, you're going to stay in the same place. Every decision I make going forward is going to be coming from a place of love. It's going to be coming from a place of certainty and going with my gut feelings and instincts. So if I know I am negotiating a deal with someone and they want to ask me for a discount, but I know that really I shouldn't be going lower, I'm not going to be going into people pleasing mode and just trying to appease them. I'm going to stick to my guns, stick to my standards in my business that I'm setting, and making sure that I'm doing the due diligence and doing myself justice by sticking to my standards. I'm no longer making choices and decisions from a place of fear. Every choice and decision that I make going forward from today, and this is a great declaration for you too, is going to come from a place of love. I'm not going to be afraid to ask for what I want. I'm not going to be afraid to ask for what I deserve. I'm going to show up for myself and raise my self-worth by raising my standards. This also goes for health. So when I think about my gran who passed away 2 years ago, she had issues with her health, and it was a really hard time. It was difficult for me personally because my gran, I was very close to my gran, and she actually passed away 2 weeks after my son was born. And I can remember going through the experience of great, immense joy because my son was born after quite a difficult labor and birthing experience, to then being crushed and finding out that my gran was ill and she was passing away in hospital. And when I think about months, not even months, probably like a couple of weeks after my gran passing, I can remember my auntie completely distraught, and that traumatic experience for her, pushed her life in a completely different direction, because since my grand passing, she has taken her health very seriously. She runs, she eats well, she cut out a lot of food, she's lost tons of weight, she looks fantastic, she oozes this aura of love. Like she's just transformed as a person completely. And it's unfortunate that it takes sometimes traumatic experiences like death for us to get a reality check, and for us to really think about what it is that we want for ourselves, raise the bar for ourselves, and be able to show up for other people wholeheartedly when we feel better about ourselves. And sometimes it takes for us to raise our standards in our health, in our eating habits, in our workout habits. Me, I want to live a long life. I want to be healthy. I want to be here for Keo. I want to be able to run up and down the beach with him when I take him on holiday. And I'm working out every single day. I'm committed to working out. Okay, maybe not every single day, 6 days out of 7 if I'm completely honest. Sometimes I have a rest day. But I'm committed to making sure that I show up for myself and show up to make sure that I'm being healthy. That's important to me. Keo's going to need me one day, and I want to be able to make sure that I'm going to live a long life for him and for myself, of course, and everyone else that I love in my life. But making sure that I'm raising my standards. Like, my new standard is I want to look a certain way. I want to feel good in my body. Raising those standards for me has allowed me to not even really think about the habit of waking up between 5 and 5:30 anymore. It's easy for me to wake up at 5:30. When you raise your standards, your habits automatically change to suit and mold around this new version of you that you're becoming. My health is important to me, and I have a strong desire to be here for the people around me. I want to live a long life so that I can experience the goodness and the joy that all my loved ones have to offer for as long as I possibly can. And that is by investing in my health, raising the standards in my health, making sure that I'm showing up for myself on a daily basis. Even before I've started to give to other people, I'm committed every single morning to doing the work on me that I need to do. So if I'm not working out, I might be journaling, I do my yoga, I do my meditation. Something is going to be instilled in me before I start the day. We decide who we are every single day. Every day that we go through are based on our choices and decisions. And when we raise our standards, we raise the vibration around us. And I say that because when we raise the standards for ourselves, we're actually raising the standards for everyone else around us, because if they don't feel comfortable being in our presence, it's usually because something about us has changed. Sometimes we are a reflective mirror for other people who feel uncomfortable in themselves, in something that we're doing for ourselves, because they know that they should be doing it for themselves. I was very lucky enough to grow up with a mom who has high standards. My mom does not play when it comes to cleanliness. Like, she is an OG when it comes to making sure the house is presented pristinely. So for me and my siblings growing up, we knew that the dishes in the sink had to be washed before mommy comes home, because otherwise, or Hal is going to break loose. We knew that when she asked us to clean up the kitchen, she wasn't just talking about washing the dishes. She's talking about wiping down the sides, sweeping the floor, mopping the floor. Like, there was an expectation she needed us to meet. And sometimes when I went to other people's houses, I always found it a bit strange, like when kids didn't really take part in the cleaning up process. It was mainly just the adults that were tidying up after other people. So that was always a bit strange for me, but that was because my mom instilled in us a certain set of standards that we carry through now. Like, all 4 of us are quite tidy, I would say. Yeah, most of us are quite tidy, and you carry that with you. The set of standards that are embedded into you from childhood, usually you take with you. I do think that on occasions my mom has kind of felt like she's, like, unfortunately, like the black sheep, or felt like she's left out of certain situations. And for me, looking at her, experiencing my mom as a sibling, experiencing my mom as a daughter of her parents, and just like taking a step back and observing her dynamic within her family, I have noticed that she is one of the only ones who has a high set of standards, who raises the bar, who doesn't tolerate crap around her. Like, she's that person. My mom has never settled. She's never been a person who has just kind of drifted through life. She's always known what she's wanted to do. She's worked really hard to get to where she is. Yes, that can make people around you feel uncomfortable if they are quite content with staying the same. Your set of standards are going to make other people feel uncomfortable because it's going to turn the table around and make them have to evaluate where they are in their own lives, and that can be an uncomfortable mirror to face for some people. For me, I know I'm shedding everyone who doesn't have any standards, and this has come in the form of relationships, dating, stuff like that. If you don't have a certain set of standards for yourself, I'm going to share my set of standards, and I know I'm going to know if you're for me or if you're not for me based on how you react. So, for example, say you're dating someone and you've said, you know what, I love how things are going, let's have a relationship, but you're scared to have that conversation with someone because you're not sure if they're in the same space. You should say what you think and how you feel, because in that moment, you're going to be true to yourself. And if you're not doing that in the fear of losing someone, you're actually lowering your vibration, you're lowering your set of standards to meet someone else at their standards. And that's going to knock your self-worth, that's going to knock your self-esteem, and that's ultimately going to be at detriment to you, not to them. They're going to be the people that are winning because they're still getting to experience you. But you have to remember that anyone who has access to you is a privilege, like they're privileged to experience you. And if you're someone who knows that you are someone who's quite intentional about what you do, intentional about your life, you should only be willing to accept people who are equally yoked as you are. I'm not lowering my standards to meet no one, not a person. I'm happy to shed people who aren't for me. I'm happy to let go of situations that are no longer serving me, because this is exactly the space that I need to be in order to be amongst other people with high set of standards. The people who run the world have high standards. They're the people that I want to be around. They're the people I need to be amongst, because that's the kind of level and elevation I'm trying to go to. So let's do that. Let's not hold on and cling on to people and try and bring them with us. If people are supposed to be with us, they will be able to see what you're doing and match your energy, and they would want to be the best versions of themselves in the same light. This right now is our season to shed people who have low standards, who have no standards. There aren't many people that actually want much for themselves other than to be comfortable. We're not growing in this comfort zone. We're going to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. Something to know is, as your standards raise and get higher, your circle is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. The people who you have questioned in your life, who you're unsure about, all those people are going to shed. And this is shedding season, babe. We're shedding all the people who we have to question and we're not sure about. We don't know if they have good intentions. Anything in a confused state will not grow. And we're all about manifesting and pushing ourselves out of these uncomfortable stages, confusion stages, so that we can give ourselves the clarity that we need. For me, I'm welcoming a higher quality of people who know what they want in their lives, who are moving with intention and direction. They know where they want to go. They know what they want to do. They know what they want out of their life. They have a zest for life. They're excited about every single day that they wake up. They wake up with gratitude. They show the love for the people that they have around them, and they cling on to every experience, and they plan ahead. You know, just people that show you like, yes, I'm so grateful that I've got to wake up another day, because I'm telling you, that's how I feel right now. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that are coming to me. I'm so grateful for raising my vibration and raising my standards, because I know I'm going to become a magnet. And the person that I am right now, the things that I'm asking for are being drawn towards me, because I'm shedding all of that baggage. I'm shaking all that baggage off, and I'm becoming the person that I know I'm supposed to be right here, right now. So that's my message for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like. Most importantly, please share this video with someone who you think needs to hear it and you think they would enjoy the message. And yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Have an amazing day.